What's up, Wellness Rebranded fans? This is Elizabeth. We have all been there. You search healthy dinner ideas, and the next thing you know, you've fallen into a Google rabbit hole of conflicting advice and second-guessing whether or not the recipe is healthy enough, and somehow end up ordering takeout. The Nourish Table solves this problem entirely. Every recipe is handpicked by me, which means it's actually delicious and nutritious. It comes with a done-for-you shopping list, so you're not left scrambling at the grocery store, and I give you ideas for how to repurpose each dish into multiple meals, so you can spend less time cooking. If you want recipes you can trust, come join us at the Nourish Table. ElizabethHarrisNutrition.com/recipe-club. I'd love to see you on the inside.
Welcome to Wellness Rebranded.
We know there is so much conflicting health and fitness advice out there.
And you're tired of the wellness fads, endless diets, and impossible standards that make you feel like nothing you do is ever enough.
You're ready to tune into your mind and body and feel empowered around health.
We're the Healing Trio, here to help you redesign your relationships with food, fitness, and yourself.
I'm Elizabeth, registered dietitian and certified intuitive eating counselor.
I'm Maria, licensed mental health therapist.
And I'm Tara, personal trainer.
Together, we're changing the narrative on health away from diet culture, hustle culture, and toxic positivity and towards healthful self-care.
So grab your water bottle, get ready to laugh, learn, and grow.
And let's start rebranding your wellness journey.
What about when we give until it hurts? Have you heard of people who please others? Are you one of them? The behavior of pleasing others have to do it's about constantly meeting the needs of others at the expense of our own needs. Ladies, what are your thoughts on this? Have you ever felt that you've given so much at the expense of your own needs, and you're giving and giving and giving and wanting to please people around you, maybe to avoid conflict? I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely do that sometimes.
Elizabeth?
I'm sure I have done it, but as a general thing, I don't think I'm a people pleaser.
I don't think I'm all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I definitely think I'm an avoider of conflict. And so sometimes I might agree to things that I don't want to agree to, but it's not from a people-pleasing perspective.
That's a good point. Is maybe from, I don't want to put my nervous system through this conversation.
Deal with the fallout of it.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, let me ask this. Let's see if any listeners out there. So let's say that we're in front of each other, and I'll ask you, raise your hand if you've ever said yes when you wanted to say no. Ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
My hand is up.
Okay. Have you ever replayed a conversation in your head wondering if you upset others?
2 hands up.
Yes.
Yeah,
usually in the shower.
What do you mean?
Like, that's where I think of all the things that I should have said. Yeah.
Now I'm picturing you in your shower raising your hand.
Oh, you lucky
Usually
girl.
I'm doing that at 3 a.m.
Elizabeth, that's not good.
I know.
Have you having trouble sleeping, sweetie?
Can you help me with that?
Yes, let's talk about it.
Actually, I sleep pretty good these days.
Okay, except when you're replaying that conversation that
Correct.
you had. Okay. What about, have you ever gone with the flow that's dictated by other people?
Almost always.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Like, let me go with the flow so I don't have this conversation, or I don't sound like the
Okay, but I have a question about this.
rebel.
So my answer to that would be 100% yes. But I don't think it comes from people-pleasing desire.
Girl, let me finish,
I got
okay? Hold your
questions.
horses for a minute, okay?
I also have questions about that.
Okay, I'm ready for all your questions.
Will you remember to let me ask my question, because my brain's only working at half speed and I'll probably forget.
Absolutely. I got you, okay? Because here's the trick of these questions. I'm asking ever, right? Then I'll tell you when the difference comes. So, yes.
You're so tricky, Maria.
I know. So it's just to keep your attention with your jet-lagged brain. So, yes, at some point we all have gone with the flow, maybe that has been dictated by others. Or what about, have you ever changed your behavior or your needs to not make someone else upset?
Yes.
Of course.
Of course, me too. Have you ever taken the blame when it's not your fault, just to avoid?
Probably.
Yeah, probably, but less often than all the others.
True.
Okay.
Same.
Let's say You're tired, you had a long day, someone asked for a favor, and before you even check in with yourself, you hear yourself saying, of course, I'll do it. I'll help you. I'll take over.
Not so much for me on that one.
Yeah, I'm a lot with that. I'm a helper. So even if I'm like already tapped out, I'm going to say yes to whatever.
We all do these kind of behaviors at some point, right? This is when we go back to your question, okay? You see, I got you. So the difference is the frequency of these behaviors is when we might start talking about people who please others, or, you know, the famous people pleasing behavior, is how much this directs or drives your day to day with other people, is answering yes to these questions and doing it frequently most of the time. Does that has to do with your question?
Answering yes to the questions, doing it frequently.
Like
and
we all
most
do it
of
at
the
some
time.
point, but if it's a pattern, if this is constant for you, you might be one of those people that are showing people who please other people is that it's automatic and is based on fear and on the understanding that you have about your worth.
Yeah.
Fear and worth are the two key words when we talk about people pleasing other people.
And I think that's where I was going with my question, because I think it was about, like, do you go with the flow? Isn't that where I said
it was
had
about
the
that because
question?
I had this imagery of me floating in an inner tube down like a lazy river.
Because what I was thinking about that is, like, for example, not surely as heck not with everything, but in a lot of scenarios, for example, with my husband, I will go with the flow. But it's not because I'm trying to, like, please him or I'm afraid of not or anything like that. When it comes to that particular subject, I don't care as much as he does.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called sacrificing or, you know, having a relationship where you take and give, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. There's a difference between the desire and the need. In that case, you're choosing to do what your husband wants to do because it's a desire, right? But for many people, it's the actual need to do it so your husband loves you more or don't stop loving you. See the difference?
I do, yeah.
So,
I do too.
okay, so that's when it comes from your understanding of your worth and from fear rather than just desire or being kind or being an open heart person.
Yeah, so I feel like that's a critical point because those questions you ask, like, yeah, sure, we've all done all of
Correct.
those things, right? But they don't automatically mean that.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. And the point of asking those questions is also to know that it's okay to answer yes to all those questions. We actually live in a society that reinforces a lot helping other people. You have 20,000 places you can volunteer at. You have 20,000 ideas of how you can help other people. The key here, when I want to pay attention to, there's a difference between doing it out of kindness and doing it out of self-abandonment, for example. When that behavior is draining you, is abandoning yourself, is coming again from that fear that you're going to lose those relationships or that people are not going to love you or care about you anymore, or that they're going to disappear. And the idea that your worth is attached to that. If I don't do it, I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable. Then we're talking about something we need to pay attention to, right? Which is this behavior that is motivated by trying to control the thoughts of other people. Right? By me saying I'm pleasing other people, then I can control that they think I'm a good person and valuable and loving or being deserve of love. And then I can keep these relationships, right? Or again, defining your worth by the approval of other people or even because you want to avoid conflict at all costs. See the difference? So, and it's exhausting behavior, right? It's learned, it's automatic, and that's why it's so important to people know. Usually they know that they feel that pressure of saying yes and helping other people and over helping and over giving and the need to be needed and overextending themselves to protect those relationships, or the belief that that's what you have to do to protect those relationships and your worth. Now you're looking at me like I spoke in Chinese.
I'm thinking.
I was just thinking, like, dude, I'm a lot like Elizabeth in that, like, my husband is very opinionated about things that I don't really care that much about. So I do kind of, like, go with the flow, not out of, like, fear or I want him to like me, but more like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care that much, so sure.
But again, Tara, If that would be your go-to response most of the time, what would be the cost of that on you? Like if the go-to behavior is like, okay, yeah, whatever he says, okay, whatever, just because it's not important to me. Yeah, whatever. He can decide where we're going for dinner. He can decide where we're going for vacation. He can be the one doing this stuff. At the end, what could be the repercussions of that?
Well, I mean, I
Emotionally,
think if that was happening in most areas of your relationship or most areas of your
Yes.
life, then yeah, that's coming at significant personal cost because
Totally.
you're not really like getting to be your own self, right? You're completely abandoning yourself to make other people happy all the time.
Totally.
that's my point.
Yeah.
Right? There's a difference again between kindness and self-abandonment. That's the cost because it's very costly. I know people that are just waiting for anybody to say something for them to jump right in. Most of the time, if not all the time, I'll do it for you. I'll help you. I'll take you. I'll bring you food. It's like constantly the dynamic or the currency in their relationships is how much they're going to be helpful, how helpful they're going to be. And think about it.
It just
That's-
sounds exhausting.
Honestly.
because it is. So if the currency of your relationships is I have to give, and be helpful and do this for other people to be able to stay in the game, it's exhausting. It's tiring.
Would you say that there's an element of people pleasing behavior in the pursuit of a smaller body?
That's a very good point.
Yes.
I would, but I'm wondering
Yeah.
if you would as a therapist.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Because it's very similar, right? Like in order to feel like you belong
Yeah.
or fit in or are valued or are worthy,
Yeah.
you're trying to conform to the standards we've been given.
Yeah. And that's exhausting too. And if I don't look a certain way, then the fear is I'm going to be criticized, which actually, unfortunately, you most likely will. Because again, we're in this society that is going to criticize
gonna be
or have an
criticized no matter
opinion.
what.
Yeah. But especially when it comes to your body, and we've talked about this in other episodes, even among women, there's somebody that at some point is going to have a comment about how you look. So it's an easy trap.
Yeah,
Right?
it does feel like
To
a
feel
trap.
like you want to please. Like, let me change my body so I have, people look at me differently and they talk about me differently and I can, fit the.
I also think there's like a differentiator in like, I want to be in a smaller body just because I want to. And I want to be in a smaller body because society isn't built for people of my size. Right? Like, you may not care about looking skinny, but you do care about fitting in an airplane seat.
Right.
You know, I think that's part of it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and the reality is there is a certain currency involved in the society we live in, like of being in a smaller body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that is a form of currency.
Totally.
And I'm not saying this is a cause effect thing, but some possible causes of developing this behavior could be even that, growing up with excessive criticism, right? Like you need to look or do things a certain way to be accepted or for us to even see you or pay attention to you, right? Or maybe the rejection or abandonment and you internalize that as your fault, other people around you when we were growing up. Or someone else in the family having like big needs or emotions that seem, more important than yours. So then you learn quickly that other people's emotions are important. And, if you stay quiet and minimize yours, the better. Or situations in which it didn't feel safe to express your own thoughts, your feelings, or even to show up as you are, talking about the body. Or even learn that being yourself or being seen had negative consequences, right? So you learn to morph into what others wanted you to be. Also, a parent whose love was conditional. I mean, how many of us grew up listening to, in my case, like, oh, Maria, you look this way. Or, we were talking in another episode about people reinforcing like, oh, you lost weight, you look great. And then since you were little, and then your brain learns that the reinforcement or the positive reactions from other people has to do about me losing weight. So then you strive for that, right? You look for that to be accepted. So all these
I'm
things.
thinking of that story you told me recently about the mother and the daughter.
What story is that?
I don't know if you are able to share or not.
Yeah, I can share that story. So basically, I had someone come to me asking about services for her daughter, and it was just like appalling at how she was referring to her daughter's body. And the daughter is happy how she is, you know? So it just felt like the mom has a lot of unlearning of diet culture to do, for sure.
I had a friend at work a long time ago. Her daughter had a specific texture in her hair culturally. The mom and the dad were two different races. And the mom, which is my coworker, really spent so much time just talking to her daughter and blow drying her daughter's hair constantly. Like the fight was almost like, don't ever leave the house with your hair looking naturally like it is. It was like a fight against, you know, how her daughter's hair should look like. And now that I've done the work that I've done for many years, it's like, imagine the messaging, right? About your hair is only acceptable if it's straight or if it's...
Oh, I hate that for her.
I know. It's tricky, right? The messages that we hear. So all that can have a relationship with people pleasing, because that's what you learn. I please my mom when my hair is straight. I please my mom when my body looks a certain way, or I exercise, or I eat less. So
Kids, if you're out there listening, you please your mom when you clean up after yourselves.
who is that message to? Because
I don't know. Any of my kids, if they're listening.
Or mine.
Or if you're like a friend of my kid, maybe you could tell them no.
But in all seriousness, one of my kids asked me some time ago and say, I forgot what she did, but she's like, Mom, are you proud? And ladies, it felt so good to say, I am proud of you just because you exist.
Yeah.
Just because I have you in my life. I don't care. Really, really. I don't care if your grades go low a little bit. We'll talk about it. We'll work on it. But I'm going to love you so much. And you're so freaking amazing. Even when those grades are not where you want them to be. And even when you forgot your homework, or even when your room looks a certain way. Can you imagine for a second growing up listening to that?
Yeah.
Mostly than
Amazing.
all
Do you
other
feel
messages.
like parents have to actually say that? Because as you're talking, what I'm thinking in my head is like, I don't remember specifically my parents saying something along those words, but I remember feeling that way. Like I knew that my parents loved me no matter what. And
I feel that if there's something that you can say, why not saying it?
yeah, of course.
Like, of course, I can make them feel that way. And I see your point. Like, maybe you can say it, but then you don't make them feel it. And then it's just words. But if you could do
Or
both,
the opposite,
or
right?
the
Like you could
opposite,
make them feel it, but maybe
the
those
words-
specific words never came out of your mouth. Like,
But there's a power about words, Elizabeth.
yeah, no,
You know what? My mom shares this story where her mom never said I love you until she was on her deathbed. And then she just kind of like really awkwardly was like, I love you. And then she died. And my mom, my grandma's been dead for like 30 years. And my mom still talks about like how meaningful that was for her to hear those words. And so I kind of
I feel so
agree.
sad for her. She had to wait her whole life, though.
Yes,
Some people don't even ever get it.
Yeah.
But to your point, Tara, like,
But she knew she was loved.
Yeah.
But she just never heard the words. So I do feel like if you can say it, you know?
I do too. Because you too know I love you. And look, I brought you fruit jerkies.
Thanks, Maria.
That's a proof of my love, Elizabeth. And then looking at you and your eyes like I'm doing right now and say, Elizabeth,
yeah.
in case I haven't told you before, which actually maybe I haven't, I want you to know I love you. And doing this podcast with
feel
you.
all tingly inside.
Okay, that's the whole point. Doing this podcast with you for 3 years now makes me feel so grateful. And my love for you has grown so much because getting to know you and the amazing woman you are, I'm not only grateful to have you in my life, I'm grateful that I can feel love. Oh, I'm going to cry. That I feel love for you. So you see, the words are...
Yeah.
The
they
words
are. Now I'm going to cry.
priceless.
Right. And last night, Maria,
Take over, please.
I'm going to tell you, Elizabeth,
Having a moment.
you should feel privileged because last night Maria told me she loved me and didn't just like whatever. There was no tears or anything.
It doesn't have to come with tears to be meaningful.
I mean, is it heartfelt if there's no tears, though?
It is. It is. The whole point here is use your words, because sometimes we are scared of the words. We're scared that we have these moments and we might tear up. We're scared that we might get too deep. We're scared that maybe we're going to be seen as too emotional, whatever. No, you know what? Use your words.
Yeah. No, I
Use
agree.
them.
And I would like to say that I love you too, Maria and Tara. And I've been away for a long time. Maybe we're all just really missing each other.
That is what it is.
Actually, that's a good point. Don't ever go on vacation like for 3 years again. Elizabeth's
It was
husband-
forever.
This is a message to Elizabeth's husband. Maybe start learning how to travel alone or something. Because
We need your wife.
Yes. And by the way, if this is a business, the three of us, we should have a form that we submit to the other two.
Vacation
Like, hey,
A PTO request.
and then the other two can deny.
Why do I feel like my requests are going to be denied?
Yes, exactly. Tara and I already
There's a
talked
time
about it.
limit, and it's less than 22 days.
But who's counting?
And please stay on the same time zone, because then this woman is texting us at 4 a.m. I'm like, what is wrong with her? Well, of course, it was like, I don't know, 11 a.m. for her.
That's funny.
Jeez. Okay.
We digress.
Very quickly. So I don't want to let you go without 3 tips. Okay. If you're out there and say, okay, Maria, stop talking. I think I am a people pleaser. Now what? Okay, here, these are not the final 3. It's just a good start. First of all, space, people. Create some space between the time that you are requested or you feel you're requested to be doing something and your answer, okay?
That's a good one.
Since the behavior happens automatically, maybe create some interruption, right? So it's not about saying no. I'm not saying say no, but maybe not say yes automatically. Create some space. And you can just say like, hey, let me check and I'll get back to you. Or, hey, I'm getting, like, if you feel the urge to say, I'll do it all for you, don't worry. Maybe you say, hey, I'm getting another call. Let me call you right back. Or maybe hang up that phone and then call back later and say, sorry, my battery. Hello, I can't, okay? Hang up and then say, oh, my battery.
Okay, be honest. Have you ever done that? Have you ever faked bad service to get
Yes.
off a call?
No, I've never faked that.
100% yes.
Not bad service, but I have faked that I have another call coming in.
Okay.
So buy some time. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. A little lie there can save your behavior here. Number 2, let's learn. I know you've heard this before. I know, but let's practice some boundary language. Okay. So most people aren't lacking willingness. They're lacking the words. Sometimes we know we want to put these boundaries, but we just don't know how to say it. So you can say something like, oh, Elizabeth, I would love to help you, but I can't commit to that right now. Maybe I can help you later. Or, you know what? No, I cannot bring you food myself, but maybe I can order it. Just practicing some boundary language, it could be really good, because again, it's like a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it's going to get. And then one day you're just answering with no guilt at all and say, Tara, I love you, sweetheart, but I can't go to that event with you. And then be okay with it, right? And number 3, if I'm going to die tomorrow, by the way, this is my best advice I'm going to give to any human being out there when it comes to their emotional wellness. Ladies
Wow, this
and
sounds like it's going to be
right?
really powerful.
Oh, now you're listening?
You
My
had my
goodness.
interest. Now you have my attention.
The whole time.
You should be listening the whole time. No,
That's
when I
what
give
this
you an
captured my
ultimatum.
attention.
Okay.
If Maria's dying tomorrow, this is the piece of advice she's leaving us. Like, I'm listening.
I mean, actually, I have many pieces, but this would be one of them
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
We need to learn as humans on how to tolerate discomfort.
That should be another episode.
I don't want to tolerate
Can you teach us
discomfort.
this in another
No.
episode?
Tara, you have to.
I would like to only be comfortable.
No, because
That's
life
a dead
is,
person's goal.
life is going to throw discomfort at you many times.
Do
so
we
this
know
is,
that?
This is
Well,
important.
sort of.
Listen, we usually please others not because we don't know what to do, but because we're trying to avoid a feeling or a thought. And that's usually the feeling of discomfort. What's going to happen if I say no? What feeling are you trying to avoid every time you say yes, right? Or if you say no, what are you afraid to be feeling after that? Okay, what if you allowed yourself to feel that? What if you allow yourself to be in the mud every now and then and smell it and be dirty and know that you can get out? You can be in muddy waters, learn from it, get out. So when next time you're throwing it, you're not freaking out because you've been there before. You took yourself out of it and you can deal with the smell. So let's learn how to tolerate distress and discomfort a little better. But I'm also saying don't try to avoid it at all costs, because that's exhausting. Life is about clear waters, muddy waters, stinky waters, rose water, no water,
No water. Troubled waters.
calm waters, all the kinds of waters. And if you love this episode and you want to go back and listen to another episode, where can they go, Tara?
I would go to episode 167, How to Stop Feeling Exhausted, Nervous System Repair, because we all know that people pleasing is exhausting. If you didn't get that from this episode, it is. So go figure out how to repair your nervous system a little bit and rest, rejuvenate with episode 167.
Thank you for listening. If you want to connect with me outside of this podcast, you can find me on Instagram at coaching_therapist.
I'm Elizabeth. You can find me at Elizabeth Harris Nutrition or in my Facebook group, Health and Healing with Intuitive Eating.
And I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Tara DeLeon Fitness. Guys, if you loved this episode or any of our other episodes, we would love it if you would leave us a review on Apple Podcast. It really, really helps us get the non-diet word out to the rest of the world. So please leave us a review.
Yes, thank you.